And hello, we are live. Oh, yes, right. There goes my music. Let's go a little bit softer. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, there I am. Ah, it's Saturday. Welcome. Stream is still called Monsters or Bust. Because, well, you see, my big monster is done. Hey, Mechanical Frog, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Thank you very much for popping by and for lurking, no problem. And have a great work day. So yeah, my monstrosity is finally finished. Finished it yesterday on stream. Just so you know, he's this big. Yes. For other scales, of course, we have my fake Mr. 4 scale. There we go. Yeah. So finally finished, so I can go on with the next Fallen Hairs Community Challenge. No, guys, not yet. Have just finished this one. I still need to seal it because I certainly do not want anything to happen with it. Will be waiting till there are more people in chat of my community so I can thank them for spending the Fallen Hairs. So they did push me to finally take it out of the box, put it together and paint it. I also see still not completely done. Ouch. There's one of the parts that I glued yesterday has still a little bit of a that was what I already was afraid for, because I painted it in parts. The transitions are not completely good. This is almost red, this is purple, but that's a small thing to do. So damn, it's still not officially done. It is done. I'll do that another time. So yeah, no, let's not put it near the rum, because probably I will have to reach for that somewhere, somehow. And I know myself, let's put it safely away. So, I'll be a real Dutch guy, real Dutch whatever you want. Oh my God, how do you call? Yeah, I am Dutch and I'm Guy, yes. But one of the things that we in the Netherlands really seem to like to do, I guess they do it all over the world, but Netherlands, one of the things, complain about the weather. It was not only really sunny, it was also warm. Just nice and warm. Meaning it's, where is my thermostat? In my room it is, it's only 30 degrees. And I have not found out what that is for Fahrenheit, but it's quite summery. Not a summery, but right. Good. So yeah, it is still pleasant over here, but for the first warm day, it's just warm. So that is my complaint for today. I have been doubting a little bit. I have several things to paint, of course, and I thought first to do my undead black dragon, but I have already painted a lot of undead lately, especially Mr. Big. And I have to, let's see, it is already the 13th, which means I have a little more than 2 weeks to finish the monthly challenge from Carol and the Mighty Lancer games, the big brush off. And I have already decided what miniatures I am going to paint for that. And I am using the same thing for both competitions, but it are 3 models, of course, why not just one? Yeah, I know. And I'm even going to, as you can see up there, yeah, sorry, it's not up there. I am going to make a diorama, at least it has to end up looking like something like that. And that is, and I have already been working on it a little bit. This will be the base, or better said, the plinth. This is a giant jellyfish. I have a killer clam, and I have the terrorfish. Listen, jellyfish. One thing what I say to everything at work, and I'm going to start that to put out here also. That's not what I believe I wanted to say, but okay. If you want to lie down, you have to become a carpet, not a model that is standing around. So stand on your feet. Thank you very much. Good. So I have found some. This is officially cat tail. I have no idea.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Yay! Welcome, users, touch and raiders. Thank you for the stream, Carol. It was really great. Loved it. Hello, Big Jim, Slate Gaming, Shanua. 13 people. Oh wow, nice. Mini Mommy, yay! Hello, Baldy and chat. Yeah, I was just explaining what I am trying to get. By the way, welcome and how is everybody? Sorry, my mind is always spurting away, so I always forget the important stuff. So yeah, it's you are most welcome, and please, if you have anything to you wanna show, my chat is link friendly. You can ask questions. I am a good painter, not always a good one in explaining things, but that's something else. So yeah, that's about. I'm from the Netherlands, for those who do not know, and I have been painting for 30 years already. Normally it was, I started as a tabletop wargaming, so lots and lots of batch painting. I stopped with that quite some years ago. Did go to Dungeons and Dragons, so single miniature painting. And yeah, indeed, as Carol already showed in the show and tell, this little guy, I just finished it. So everybody who has spent fallen hairs for it, those are those little nice points down on the bottom of the stream, on the chat, because I bought this one 6-7 years ago. And oh, for those who play Pokemon, a wild Nosepass has appeared. Nosepass, okay, yeah, okay. I bought it and I was really afraid to start painting it. And now I'm finished, not without reason. But so I made it a community challenge. If you all buckle up and put in lots of fallen hairs, then you can force me just to paint it. And I started painting it in September last year. Have not been painting on it every stream. I also want to do other things, of course, but it's I just discovered not 100% finished, because there is one part that I glued together, and this one is still burgundy, and this part is pink, purple. Somehow my mind is rambling, and he tells me that this color is pink somehow, but it is purple. So I have to make a little bit more of a transition over here, but the rest all is done. So thank you very much for everybody for contributing your fallen hairs. The new we have of course, and you can see it in the middle of the bottom of the screen, and that is this guy is the new community challenge, a bust from Tevius, a bust from Loot Studios 3D print. What does that whole community challenge mean? There are minis, and everybody has them, that you are a bit afraid of to paint. And I have minis that I am very afraid of to paint, just because I have an image in my head. I want to paint it like that. Nagash does for 50%. Look how I had it in my mind. It changed a little bit, so that does happen. But just because of that, I was afraid of it. This one is the same. It has a great. Oh, I'm a little bit out of focus over there. Can't get over there. There we are. There we are. He looks a little bit like Hellboy, and thus especially his skin tone, I want to make this a nice bright red. I don't want to paint him as in a comic style, certainly not. Also has nice leathery stuff. That's always a nice challenge to get right, as it needs to be a little bit worn. He is the character itself, it is a rogue something, but he has at least, but good. So this is the new challenge that I will be starting next month. Why next month? Well, officially the community challenge would have been, is still running, but yeah, they have already gotten all the points together. But in June, it would be the end of June would be the last time to get into the challenge, and thus I am waiting. Probably not till end of June, but I have some other things that I really need to paint. For example, the one that I am working on right now, and this is, well, I have this called it a monstrous sea creature diorama. So I have 3 Reaper minis, one that I have started at 2 weeks ago, and that is the giant jellyfish. I have used a yellow and a red ink in combination with a satin varnish. Then you get a nice translucent, not paint, but you get this effect, so you still have a little bit of translucency to it. I am trying to go to, I am going to make the tendrils more of a pink purple. Then I have a terrorfish, also from Reaper, that I am going to paint in quite some. I have a little bit of turquoise, I have a pink and a yellow already, or maybe even a greenish yellow. We will see. This one is something that I'm going to, I have no idea what colors I am exactly going to use, but I want it to be not really neon, but nice and bright. And we have the killer clam. This clam does tell me about how I am going to make the diorama bottom a little bit, and it is my idea to put these two in front on the bottom. This one I will still have to figure it out a little bit, probably with a little bit of clay and a little bit of modeling paste. This one will be higher up, so it's going to be about this high. Let's do it a little bit like that so you can see it a little bit better. And then I will use epoxy resin to build a nice underwater diorama from it. I have some wild cat tail from a diorama shop. have used a little bit of PVA glue, watered down PVA glue with a little bit of red ink in it, just to give it a little bit of a different color. It was bright green, and I'm going to make some seaweeds out of this. And of course we need a little bit of coral. I could have 3D printed it, but my 3D printer is still not, I'm too lazy to repair it. I have everything in my house to do, but I'm one of those things that I'm a little bit afraid of to do. First time that I'm going to do it, so I want to take my time. But then I thought about, hey, I have another way of making coral, and I'm going to show you how I did the red one, because I want to make also a blue one, so we get a little bit different colors. The basic material is this stuff, and it is Icelandic moss, of Iceland moss, I believe they call it. It's the little spongy stuff that you can use for terrains, for little bushes. Okay, taking some out. It always feels rubbery, but there are always some kinds of twigs and everything in it. So I am guessing that it is a natural product. I'm not sure. Never tried to find out. Should do that, but so I'm going to make. Yeah, this is quite a lot, but I want to make smaller pieces out of them. And now I have to change my camera a little bit. There we go. Yes. So what do we do with this moss? It is not, and there go the gloves. As I said, it's quite rubbery and so too soft. If I have this, is already quite hard. What I use for it is watered down PVA glue. This is Dutch for watered down. So don't tell me that why I say PVA glue, because we don't say PVA glue. So I am always a real Dutch guy and mixing everything up. So I could have said watered down houtlime, which also is good. So this is about 3/4 PVA glue and 1/4 water. I have this big of a pot because I use this a lot when I make bases like this. I use always PVA glue to seal everything in place. So I use PVA glue, straight PVA glue for the sand, the rocks and everything, and when it is dried, I use a little bit of this stuff to cover it all, so there is absolutely no sand falling off. For this I am using the same PVA glue. Only this is still a little bit too thick. We do not need very much. I do add, where do we have my nice blue? And I use my blue ink. This is Prussian blue from Liquitex. You can also use any other acrylic paint that you have, no problem, but I do like inks a little bit better for these kind of things, because they are literally just pigment bombs. I'm adding a little bit of water. So you want to have, this was more of a yogurt thickness, and I am looking for a little bit more, not quite milk, for milk thickness, yes. Now this is a nice bright blue. And I'm getting my special piece of plastic out, so it will this will not stick to the plastic. the PVA glue normally does, but in this case I have luckily noticed not so much. It will not, the color will not really hold, but it's still quite a nice. It will not be as bright as it is now, and that's why I was wearing gloves. Just push a little bit out. Most of the, not everything. It's getting a nice sea green almost. Oh, there we have a little spot that I have not, maybe, yeah, well reached, but not so nicely dipped. And now I'm pulling it a little bit so it will not all clump together. And I will let this dry for at least two nights. And then we will have something that looks like a blue coral. This is my first try, and I must say I like the color already. But I do know next time I need to, if I want really bright blue, I need to add more ink, a little bit more color to it. Now I can put this on to the side and just let it stay there for 2 days. Oh, these pieces I have tried a little bit with the resin. I have 2 different kinds of resin. Still, it's a little bit old, but that's what I want to use for the diorama. So when this is finished, I will make with these 4 pieces a nice container around it and pour the resin in it. The base, because that will be quite a little bit of a mess, and I've still not completely figured out how to do it. So that is something for probably off stream. I will continue first with the jellyfish, and I will use then probably the clam. I did have a very nice picture of it. Okay, a little bit of pink in there. Oh, why? There we go. Good. Now we can go back to my normal painting. Now, this is where I keep the model right on target. Good. I do a little bit, this painting is a little bit the same. Now I did forget indeed my little painting cups. These are plastic shot glasses that I bought from Amazon, and that's ideal for mixing stuff. My idea about it is to try to get a more pink color where this starts, as this is nice and red, and then the ends of the tendrils I want to make a darker purple. Now I have 2 things. I've never tried to make a transition with inks, but as I'm adding a satin varnish, I think sorry, Bertha's talking, so I keep my mouth shut. And I don't have a real pink, but as a painter we know, add a little bit of white to a red or magenta and we should get something that looks like it. An old brush. Okay, that's already looking quite pinkish. I want it to be maybe a little bit lighter even. And yes, I'm not only a brush licker, I am also a brush eater, as you can see. Love to stick that stuff in my mouth, don't know why. So that's only a few drops of ink. And don't talk with your mouth full, it's very impolite. Really? Yeah. Oh. Now I add at least 2 times the amount of varnish. So to get a very translucent. I have a little bit too much the ink in there already. I can see a little bit more varnish. I have also tried, and this was a 2-part model, so I glued the head with the tendrils on this stem over here. I have also put in a little bit of glow-in-the-dark powder to see if that does anything. And until now I have not seen any effect of it. So this is a nice pink. Clean my brush a bit. I can put my PVA glue on the side. Let's see if we can get a. This is quite dark. So I can check a little bit. Yeah, I have to put a very thin layer. I'm going just to use my old brush for this. Just cover all the parts. In this of the tendrils that you want to get this color. I'm starting with the purple next. Oh, the ink is a little bit and the pink does stick really great, but the purple is quite runny. I have had this before. I did wash the minis, so they should be clean, but there is a little, I know I did rearrange my set again, but I have noticed that it could be that it is still a little bit greasy. I have a little secret weapon for that. Alcohol. This is just rubbing alcohol, I believe you call it in America. I do not even use it for not so much for cleaning wounds or anything, but I use it mostly if I want to put on a band-aid and I have washed my hands and I still have something like water and soap is not always taking away all the grease. I use it more as a degreaser or cleaner than for wound treatment itself. And I have a little bit that I always use for, as you can see, for model painting. As now the purple is staying exactly where I want it. It does also work with acrylic paints. So if you notice that you have a mini and the paint is not taking on the mini, then put 1 or 2 drops rubbing alcohol in it and it degreases the spot immediately. At least I have never had problems with it. giant jellyfish. Thank you very much, Tea Kettle. I am still thinking about using a little bit of my what did you say? Damn. Brain, come on, work with me. The glow in the dark pigment that I have, but I do know that I have noticed I have used it in this ink before, but probably the ink does cover up the pigment, so it's not still glowing. It's not glowing in the dark anymore. But I'm trying to figure out. But I will try out some things on the on another mini. So I hope that indeed I will get a nice shiny glow in the dark jellyfish at the end of this month. But I must say that the whole sculpt of the jellyfish, of course, it is a Reaper. Love it. It's well, it was from one of the kicks from one of the Kickstarts, so I don't know who sculpted it, but I have been thinking about cutting it off its stand, as I want to get it a little bit higher in the whole diorama. But I think I will just build on this one down, so that this one automatically goes a little bit higher than the rest. And oh, he still has spots on. Oh wait, he has nice spots on here too, quite regular. I already know what I am going to do with my glow in the dark pigments, because they are a little bit, if you see them right now, they are a little bit yeah, greenish, white greenish, and they do a nice electrical, almost electrical blue when they are lighting up. So if I do all those spots on there, they will not be translucent anymore, but I guess that color does. Oh, that I was already painting pink. For me, I know that everybody has his own way of blending, and for me, somehow I am always dabbing the colors into each other. I've seen quite some mini painters. Yeah, one says you have to stroke like this, or you have to use only the tip, or only the side, or this much pressure. Of all very nice. But somehow, if I try to really paint, thank you very much, Carol. Yeah, somehow if I paint it, it always does not blend. I always get one color straight through the other. But if I start dabbing it with the lighter color, just on the place where I am about to have the transition, and it normally goes quite nice. Oh, I see there's still a little bit of a nicer transition over there. Dab, dab, dab. And I can always see if this one is dry, and I see here there's still a little bit of a spot, I can add a second layer. But I think this is already quite starting a nice color scheme for a jellyfish. And thus, I'm not going to the other one, I'm going straight through with the other idea. Now, I had 3 cups and put one back because this, where do we have it? Oh, I just had it. Oh, my glow in the dark powder. You can bind it with a special binder, a binding agent. But I can also just mix it in with the varnish. And we really do need just a little bit. It does not dissolve in this. It stays a powder, so you do get a little bit of a sandy texture with it. You can see here. You see you have just like with sand or a little bit of PVA. I'm not going to use PVA glue for this, as PVA glue is even always a little bit less see-through than a varnish. Now I want to have it a little bit more. So I will, if I add so much varnish that it becomes liquid, then the powder will sink to the bottom. And it will not, but now now we have a little bit of a paste. And that's what I want. Oh, I'm off camera, so it's a nice paste-like substance. Get a little bit on the brush. I will go get another brush. This one is a little too big for this. Also, if you use a lot of this pigment and you are cleaning your brush, don't be afraid if you switch off the light at night when you leave the room. Yes, if there is enough pigment in it, it will give a very nice scenic light from your water cup. So just take a little bit. And well, as it is not a real paint, you can just dab it on. Thanks to the varnish, it does stick to the model. I am going to try, of course, to get it a little bit even in thickness. You need to run. I'm off for Mother's Day. Yeah, hey, no problem. Enjoy your dinner. And see you next time. Thanks for the stream again. Loved it. Always when I watch Carol's stream, I always get in the mood indeed for streaming and painting, so that's always good. Oops, watch out that I don't touch the tendrils at that moment. The paste is a little bit fluffy, it seems like, so you have to put quite a little layer on it. I did buy this glow in the dark powder right after I ordered the ghost ship from Reaper with the last Kickstarter, because I still have a lot of undead minis that I even some games work. Yeah, no, it's, hey, you try to inspire us and you inspire me, you know, come on, it's... Enjoy your dinner. Get your thoughts on the nice things of life. Forget your problems a little bit. So yeah, I ordered this from Amazon, this glow-in-the-dark stuff, because I wanted to try out if I can paint minis with it in such a way that not all detail gets lost. No, that's a little bit of a bummer. No, it's not going to happen, because I wanted to make myself a ghost crew for my glow-in-the-dark pirate ship. So that's not really going to happen. But you can do other nice stuff with glow-in-the-dark, as you can see. And I think that I even can use because this is now quite... Oh, I don't want you to touch over there. One moment. And a little bit over there. Just with a wet brush, and there we have, that is off. Now I have used the same glow-in-the-dark stuff inside of this mini, only yeah, I did use it together with the yellow ink, and I think the yellow ink somehow has enough strength to get the powder not all the light, or just because I used the yellow over here. No idea, but it did not work before. No, I'm just because the powder itself, it is quite strong. That's in complete darkness works the best. If I turn off the light later on, then I will have a very nice shiny thing. The light is literally that strong. I can read only with the light from this stuff. Now I have a little bit left, and that's a little bit of a shame, of course. Yeah. It would have been nice. Yeah, no, I'm not going to use it. See, like that. Maybe an idea to use it on the what was I calling it? The cat's tail seaweed stuff, because it's also very a shame to throw this away. Then we take the bigger brush. Of course you want to see what I am doing. Use the same plastic sheet again. Oh, still. Turn the camera around. Whee! There we are. So my idea, get the powder and just put it on all the cat's tail, so we get a nice glow in the dark. Don't make it too thick. I'm trying. Yeah, but don't make it too thick. Yeah, I'm trying. Because it's, of course, I do not even know what I paid for this, but it was not even that expensive. At least I think I thought it was not really expensive. For this amount I paid $9.99, I believe. Well, for me, the amount that was not that expensive, I thought. I have already used it on several things. Last year I used it on one of my shrooms that I painted. Or was it even the year before that? Oh, sorry that my head is in the way. I always forget when I tilt my camera that my nice full moon head is covering up sometimes. We have a little bit left for the other one. So it will not be fully completely giving light, but at least at some parts. Also, it does look a little bit more like, not really leaves, but it looks maybe a little bit less like cattail, so that's a good thing, I guess. Now, of course, I am making long strands of them, so they will all get separated. Come on. Still have a little bit left. Come on, and let's use it. Let's put a little bit extra on it. Why not? Some parts they do look more like leaves now. That's good. And now we will let that, and there my head is again in the way, sorry. Good that I watch it on Twitch, so I can indeed see when I look up that my head is in the way. And I will wash my hands very quickly. Just in case I want to lick my fingers. And acrylic paint I have no problem with, but I have no idea what this stuff does in my with my indigestion system. So just to be sure. And that was the last of this cup. Now I did see a nice picture of a clam that has a that was almost white. Oh, I should keep it over there. Then I have to turn my camera over there. There we go. That was almost white, only in the deeper parts it was pink. And so I have salmon rose, which is a pink. So we are going to use that, and then highlight the rest back to pure white, or almost pure white. I think if you make it really pure white, it would really look silly. And now I need an older brush for this. My old GW large brush that I have used so much that there is no tip. There are still bristles on it, but no tip. Indeed, one of the things I don't, as long as there are hairs on a bristle, I never, on a brush, I never throw it out. It can always be used for something. There's also a lot of barnacles on it. I'm also thinking about maybe as these are really monstrous creatures, and I mean this is a killer clam, so quite dangerous. Maybe even adding some kind of skeleton somewhere. As I noticed last week, I have still quite some skeleton parts laying around. As I was building my, what is it? The plague card. I thought it was called the corpse card, but it's officially the plague card from Warhammer Fantasy with the undead. A 1994 model, complete metal. I have it, only not, well, I know I have it complete. It's only that it is a small card and it has a pile of bones in the back of it. And I am pretty sure that that pile of bone is at the gaming club, where we have it in a big box for Dungeons and Dragons. But I made a new pile of bones from all leftover skeletons that I have. So this is all going to be white again. And I am certainly thinking about making the rest. Officially it is not even a mouth, I can imagine, but he uses it as a mouth. That's the old brush, but I think with a nice contrast, when I use the not so white to dry brush it, maybe it looks great if we do make it more like a mouth, so a little nice red in the, but how bright do we want it? Decisions. What color is this? Bloodfest Crimson. You can highlight it nicely with it. You can always get it a little bit brighter by adding, of course, a nice. If I add the same pink as a highlight color to this red, I think I am quite. This is more of a purple. Let's see. It's a really nice dark color. That certainly. No, that would become a nice dark purple. Okay. Purple pink. Pink. You know the P. Yeah. Heard of it. Good. But I want a nice, strong, contrasting color. Also, of course, the pearl. Of course, normally a pearl is nice white silverish, mother of pearls. But now I got a little Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, thank Papaya for your resub. 7 months already.
Papaya
Thank you
Pariah
and
subbed
welcome.
and is one of the Baldilocks
Nice
now.
to see you.
Thank you, Papaya Pariah, for supporting our channel.
And how are you doing? Yes, I am painting up some seafood that can kill you. Ooh, I have to remember that. Nice. You're doing well. Good to hear. Nice. Yeah. No, I think I will make it. As this is indeed nice dark, more burgundy color. I think I will go for more red. So I will not use the pink to highlight it. That has to dry. So we have the tether fish. And I already decided to give it some nice no, shiny colors. Well, not shiny, but more pastel colors. As that was one of the no, I don't know. I have seen a Reaper Mini, big Reaper Mini. Didn't they have some kind of a sea dragon or something? It was all with all pastel, turquoise and purple. I seem to remember something like that. Good. And I start with the deepest part, and that is the mouth. Make it completely fleshy, or what would be a good color for this? You know what? Rosy shadow. So yes, I am going to make it a quite fleshy color. After this I will use a wash, brown wash, to get the details out. The teeth can be nice, sharp and white. I did put it especially on this mini holder so I can use it the correct way, and I'm not using it the correct way. Yeah, okay, right. Very good. Those look like seashells. Seashells, not shelves. Shelves are what you see over there. These are shells. Right. Oh, I can use. Also an idea. Always, if you are something like me and you have an aquarium at home, sometimes you can get some aquarium stuff that would also look great in an underwater diorama, like some water snails or something. Yes, I do have some. I have. Oops, sorry. I have meat-eating snails in my aquarium. Not that they eat fish, but they eat other smaller snails. That sometimes with the water plants that you buy, they can have some eggs or even snails on them. And I don't want them because they do breed like no, rabbits are nothing like it. Do we give him a purple body? No, we do give him a nice Surf Aqua body. And towards the tail, this great mini, but I get even distracted by my own messages. What? Somebody else is also painting a giant jellyfish. Oh no, that's my right. I am thinking about normally fish do have a different color to the belly than they. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that could also have been a different color. Sometimes I'm just, before I start painting, I always stare at a mini just to see what all the details are and get an idea about how to paint it. And when you start painting, I see suddenly so much different details that I have not seen yet. I could have done it like this, I could have done it like that. Yeah, I could. I think I will make the I wanted to make the tail purple. In this case, the amethyst purple. I don't want it to be too dark. And we are going to get it a little bit blended. At least that is what I am going to try. And that should just work. There are spines sticking out. Let's see what we can do with those later. The first thing that I had was, let's make them bone color. Don't know if that is really the thing I am looking for. This is the thing always with wet blending, is that you have to, if you have two sides most of the time of the mini, they should be quite regular, so the wet blend should go. If it is too much on this side and then on this side it is only here, not really what you want. Looks a little bit weird. But I am pretty satisfied how this looks. See if this will, as both paints are still a little bit wet. One of the little tricks that I use is the point where you have one color that transitions into the other one, and you have a little bit like, yeah, I could maybe blend it a little bit more. Now it goes a little bit the wrong way. I add a little bit extra water, so with the water the colors will blend, wet blend automatically. Oh. Just because you water them down. But if you use too much water, it does not completely work. And that's what I just did. As you can see, I am rubbing away the paint. So, get rid of the extra water and extra paint. In this case, not the extra paint, but the very wet paint. And apply again. I think if I now go, because the purple is already drying a little bit, I will take it a few swipes when it is dry, maybe with a more thinner glaze-like paint. Oh, and I see I have missed a few of the pink. Purple of the tail.
Why'd you pull the trigger? You won't find the light in the smoke and mirrors. You're screaming my name, we're lost in the haze. Baby, tell me, are you entertained? You're saying my name.
Belly. I was thinking of making more greenish, or yeah, I did have yellow, but maybe I think this more toxic waste green. Always good for a terrorfish. Well, I have to Google a little thingy. Okay, yes. No, that is not what I want. I was googling what is sometimes, I mean, yeah, these two I know, these are called pastels colors, but the blue and the red was not popping up in my mind. The red is a little bit too more like a pink. And I want especially the face, I guess I will go more for a red or a blue. But what blue do we, oh wait, yes! Do we have the same kind of blue? Why do you have so many colors? Because? Oh, but is that, that is a bluish gray snow shadow. Nope, I'm going to do it completely different for his face. Right, throw the paint on the wet palette, right? Very good. Oh, that's, by the way, #1 for today. Yay! Let's just for fun use a bright blue. In this case, oh, of course, ultramarine blue. Thus the belly of the fish. keep it nice focused on stream. Yes. And of course, if I don't like the colors, like the blue, after I have painted it, no problem. I can still repaint the whole thing if I have to. Maybe a good idea to even use this on the legs also. Why not? Nice toxic green legs for the fish. Of course, we have to blend it a little bit. I'm taking the Surf Aqua and try to blend it a little bit with the, let's use a little bit and pre-blend it on the palette. That's why we have a wet palette. Start of a blend. I should keep my focus over there. Slowly work in a little bit more of the Surf Aqua. This side is good. This side needs a little bit more work. As I said before, the transition between the colors, the wet blend should on both sides be about the same point. Yeah, when the legs start, this should be a little bit more darker. Okay. This is literally a color palette that I have never used before. I normally not am into or never used this kind of bright colors on one mini. But me like it very much until now. And was that your impression of Jar Jar Binks? Yeah, just as good as the persona in the movie. Yeah, thank you very much. The mouth is still not dry. Now I want to see how it looks with a ultramarine face, although now I see that would blue is of course quite close to I think it's still a little bit too hard. Do you use any retard or anything when wet blending? Right now, no. I do use I do make my my brush a little bit wet. Normally I wet it in my mouth, that nasty habit, but now I do wet it a little bit more in normal in my glass with water. And tea kettle looking good, love all the bright colors, thank you. Yeah, it's not really sure about the blue that I'm now working on, but no, and also I am using mainly Reaper paints. They are already quite thin or ready to use. Now I have now the sculpt is on both sides, not on both sides exactly the same. This eye socket is a little bit deeper. About retarders, I have used them before. I have quite some retarders in here, retarder mediums that I tried out. Especially when I started with painting busts. But yeah, for bust I like glazing a little bit better than real wet blending. Although I am quite confusing with all those techniques. I think I have a lot of those techniques. I just use a little bit of wet blending in with glazing and everything together, so it's not always sure what technique I am exactly using. And especially on the part on the tail, as you maybe saw when I started to I added the Surf Aqua, then the purple, and I did blend it already a little bit, and then add a little bit extra water on the brush. Then you already get a natural flow of the colors. Which is sometimes a little bit of a risk, as you cannot really control always the flow of the water, as you did see probably on this side of the Mini. I added a little bit too much water, and instead of the colors nicely flowing together, I even washed off some of the paints. And now I see I made this detail over here. Don't know what it exactly is. I made that one nice Surf Aqua blue. Let's call it a blue, why not? So on this side also. I see still a little bit white coming through. Oh, now I do need to clean my brush in between if I am going from one color to another. Really? Yeah, it could be better. But you are wet blending. Nah, not at this moment. But if you ever want to use retarders, I have of course not so much experience with it, but I can already tell you, don't use the retarder from Vallejo. It's a great retarder, only it also makes your paint really thick. The only reason that I still have it, I use it sometimes, it's because I have a retarder from AK, and that is literally it's water, so that's good. And it does indeed, for those who do not know, a retarder, it does not really thin down your paint, but it certainly makes it, it binds the acrylic part that normally evaporates when it is in the air. It binds it a little bit better, so your paint will not dry out so quickly or dry so quickly. Now you saw that one was nice and thin, if you have the retarder from, that is an air bubble. If you have the retarder from Vallejo, I even have to squeeze really hard. It's this thick. So if you add this to your paint, indeed, it will not dry out really quickly, but you have also a very, very thick paint. And I must say, oh, this one was not over here, this one over here. I always keep it upside down, so all the medium gets to the point. This bottle, it is old. I think I bought it 15 years ago. I can still use it for thickening paint because that is why I use it, especially yellows, and I have some whites that are quite thin. If I want them to have a little bit thicker, then I use this stuff to make it a little bit thicker. But so what I say, you can still buy it. I am not sure if it is the same quality that I'm showing you here. It's quite possible that it is the modern version is better than what I have here. The color combination is not bad. I'm just not sure about the whole blue. No, but oh, what the color we can still nicely use for this is an orange. Let's see, and we are going for Reaper colors. So let's use lava orange. I have certainly an idea about certain. No, not certainly. I have brain fart, as I call them. All those spikes. Let's make them. At least something with orange. Oh, I haven't. Why am I shaking by hand if I have Bertha? Bertha, do your thing. Papa Pariah, I saw a tutorial about wet blending where they recommended to paint a thin coat of retarder into the bit of the mini where the blend and then mix your paint as normal. It can certainly work, but then they did use a retarder like the AK one, and I believe I have a retarder from another company that is also, and there's a glaze medium. I have so much stuff that half of the time I do not even know that that's still the thinner. This should be the, yeah, I have also a retarder officially made for airbrush, but it's also I think I was using, and then they were using this one, I guess, because this is the scale 75, and that is indeed nice fluid, and yeah, that's certainly possibility and a nice technique. Yeah, looks familiar. The little problem that I have with the scale 75, as you can see, it was it's quite a big bottle compared to the AK one. But I can even check for prices. Let's see. Let's go to shops and to my normal scenery workshop, guys. Retarder, and they have a lot. Yeah, you have the Vallejo retarder set, but I should buy a new pot, a new dropper bottle, so I can find out if it is to compare it with the old stuff I have. But the acrylic retarder from scale 75 is 60 milliliters for $4.95. Yeah, well, the AK is quite a little bit expensive. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, it is, because that's 70 mil for 260. And Vallejo, yeah, it's about the same price. Yeah, 1 cent, 1 cent cheaper than the AK. And I see they have also a retarder from Abteilung 502. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that one without sounding German, because yeah, it sounds German, and that's even a little more expensive than the acrylic. So yeah, that acrylic retarder from scale 75 is the cheapest one. What the hell have I here? Oh yeah, my matte medium. Yeah, very important. Very important. Hardly use it. But yes. Oh, that was right. I was trying to get some orange paint out of my dropper bottle for my terrorfish, but it was not shaken enough. And there we go for, yeah, I already thought so. Oh, we put on the second layer. Also, I am going to probably line, so bring darker lining where all these colors meet.
I can't take it anymore. My mind's about to
Now, this is not a terrorfish, this is a nice punkfish.
someone to save me from myself. To hear me cry when I call out for help.
And now the orange distracts quite some attention from the relative darker blue from the face. Oops. Yeah, of course, I wipe off paint. I have to remember that next time I don't like blue on a model, just add a little bit of orange. It seems to help. And I think to make this fish really spooky, I am going to make the eyes completely shiny black. I think that would be a really nice. What mini was? I have painted last year mini and gave it completely black eyes with only little reflection in it, and that looked really spooky. I can of course later add a little bit of shadow to these by adding a little bit of red to the bases of the spikes and a little bit of yellow for the highlights on the top of the spikes. Oh. Well, and so you see, to be honest, I start to really like this one with all those colors. I literally had only the purple, yes, purple and the Surf Aqua color in mind to use. The rest I just figured out while painting. I wanted to use originally only pastel colors, but then we have those tail spikes, oh, purple and orange. Yeah. So strange that everybody does. Yeah, that you. I mean, I can completely understand that people have favorite colors. But somehow orange is a color that I normally hardly use. But now I think of it, you can use quite some reds and yellows to get really nice effects with the color orange. So a little smaller brush so we can paint this. Let's go it all for the orange. Still have forgotten a few parts of the purple, I see. Oh. You know what would be really a bummer? If I later on have painted everything, checked it. Yeah, these are good. I'm going to put them in my little diorama, pour the resin in, wait a day, it's hard, get it off, and then I see, oh damn, I completely did miss that part of the details, or that, to paint that part. Well, funny. It would certainly be something that could happen to me. Well, to anyone, of course, but same as always with all those mold lines. Before you start priming, inspect the whole model. Yeah, no mold line inside. Good. You prime, still no mold lines. You start painting, oh, there's a mold line, and there's a mold line, and there's a mold. Good. The mouth should be ready or dry. And I was talking about the brown wash. Not really suspend, as that is, I have tried that a few times. But I always, even with the resins, I have a resin that is expensive, more expensive than the normal standard hobby resin. But even with them, if you pour one layer and you pour another layer on it, you will always see a little bit the difference between the two pours, the two layers. So I am going to put them in resin. I have the base and base plinth over here, just about 16 centimeters, 160 millimeters if you want. Piece of 3mm MDF that I already cut out long ago to use as a base for a big creature or anything. So my jellyfish is probably going to be, well, I have to zoom out a little bit. Whee, there we go. So we have the killer clam. It's going to be a little bit like here. The terror fish will be probably a little bit more like here, both on the bottom. And the jellyfish, I still have to work it out, but probably I will make a little bit of a coral reef in the background where the jellyfish is hovering over. So this will probably be the maximum height. And then yes, if everything is fair, I am working on a little bit of coral like this. This was where do we have it? The Iceland moss, but white. Added some PVA glue to strengthen it a little bit so it stands on its own. It's a little bit tougher. And used a red ink, a little bit of red ink, and I can show you it's still wet. I just start on the start of the stream. I am making the blue version on the same way. Of course. And I have never used a few pieces of it. This is cat's tail for miniatures, for making dioramas and everything. I'm going to make strands of them and going to use them as a just water plants. And I added a little bit of glow in the dark powder to it. The same powder I used for the yellowish spot on the jellyfish. Oh, and before I forget, I still have a little bit of my the pink is good. Only certain parts of the purple. I need to get a little bit of a retouch, a little extra. And this is just an ink with varnish. Not a matte varnish, a satin varnish. So you still have a little bit of a shine to it. Right. Throwing my brushes, I don't mind, but please do not throw my minis. They're home. And I have no idea if the glow in the dark is going to work properly, but we will see. I also, because this was a two-part model, there was a big hole in here that I also filled with a little bit of the glow in the dark powder. We will see if it does work. If it doesn't work, too bad. There is only one thing that I am thinking of, especially because I don't know what how this part is called of a jellyfish, but there could be, I think I will use a darker, or maybe a blue or turquoise, to get a little bit more depth into this here. Also with the ink and a brain. You know what it is? I think I need just a drink. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, right. Yeah, I know this. Where are you? Where are you? There we go.
Take a shot, 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 motherfucker, take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, take a shot.
It's Saturday evening, why not? Just drown those nerves. Cheers everybody to your health. Sometimes you just need a little bit of alcohol in your life. Good, I was using the terrorfish. Oh yeah, the mouth. I said I was going to use the brown wash. but I just decided I want to give it a little bit more of that color. So I'm using the very old Ogren wash. I believe it's nowadays called Reichland Flash Shade. Or is that even the older? No, that cannot be the older name. But anyway, that's indeed the flash color shade or wash. And just stuff it in there. Eat my wash. Eat it. Oops. Oh, not on my blue. And it's just more like to get a little bit of that detail in the mouth out. And all the way back in the throat, I think I was going to get a black for the eyes. Wow. I have finished my my Nagas, as most of you know, and I did put all the paints back. It's almost full again. Wow. What black do we have? We have noir black, coal black, dragon black, nightshade purple. Yeah, I know it is a purple, but it's almost black. Barber sounds completely into theme that I am working on here. Very nautical. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep, it is. Pokey tool time. Oh. And a good one. Oh yeah, there's quite some dried up stuff in there. That's not good. But I hear the ball shake. I still need to change that that command. I see. As the Pokemon community is getting a little bit afraid. You use a command that we do not recognize. Yeah, but it's not for you. It is not even for you. So. And this nightshade purple, they call it purple, but it is absolutely black with a hint of purple. And oh yeah, I can already see indeed that does make the mini look quite more terrible. Zoom out a little bit more so you can see it a little bit sharper. And I said I will add a little bit of the well-known little bit of shine to it. With a little bit of pure white later. Definitely gives the fish a death stare. Whoops. Ooh. No. That does count. Why not? That's the second model I am throwing around. Come on. Don't tell me I need to drink even more. Now he has these nice holes in here. For the moment I was thinking, let's make them black. But could be a little bit confusing with the black eye. Orange we have also already used. I don't have used it in bright yellow. But before we use a yellow, I need a white. Dragon white. Just trying out if I make that let's do them both, or we should make them darker. Now you know what, as everybody tells me, you can always paint it over. We are going to use a darker color on this side, but what darker color? Maybe the blue? Then probably a different blue. Oh, ooh, I do like the Tesla blue from Scale Color. It's a really bright. Although it does look quite a lot like the ultramarine blue, I just remembered there's one color that we technically have not used, and that is green. Now still the question, do we go for a darker green or a lighter green? As the lighter green does come quite close to the yellow green we are already using for the legs, or are we going to use for the darker hex wrath flame? Let's see. While the white is, and why am I? Sorry, Bertha. Yeah. Hey. Thanks for the look. While we waited for that white to dry. Oh, don't use this one. Whoa, whoa. This is my old brush. Let's use the good brush for this one. Get all the teeth back to white. Of course, I will not keep them white. They will get a nice, more of a bone color. Hey, Night Whisper, was long lurking with the raid. Oh, nice, welcome. As you can see, I am painting a very colorful terror fish made by a Reaper, as I am working on a hopefully undersea diorama thingy, something forgot today was the special Luigi Drago raid, so we had to run out to meet other local PokeGo play. Oh, okay. Ah, you were lurking on Muse's Touches stream, and hey, now you are on my stream. Nice. Yeah, that's happened to me also sometimes. I don't know when or where, but I forgot to turn off my whole computer, and indeed, next day, hey, my computer is still on. I'm not streaming. No, I'm not streaming, but my Twitch was still on, and I was indeed have been. What did I see? About 5 or 6 raids. Nice. Only too bad that I could not refresh the site every time, but now I am thinking everything is so nice and bright. I think I will make those claws, those paws, those feet, those whatever you want to call it. I think I will make them darker. But first, let's see what Hexwrath Flame does. Not bad, but if you use a very bright, you could go even darker with it. Oh, that's the wrong one. I wanted to get this one. Although I am a little bit afraid that it looks too much, yeah, like the feet or like the legs. But at least they do, you see them better than with the darker. So you are going back. Yeah, we still do not have a red in here, so in fact luckily the Hexwrath Flame is a technical paint, and I believe it's not technically a wash because Games Workshop does not call them washes anymore. We call them shades, I believe. Am I right? They're called shade. Yep. Anywho, red. Are we going for? No, I want to go for a nice bright red. So we are going for, what is this? Brilliant red, magma red, or clear red. Wait. You got to be kidding me. Oh my god. All those years and I have already got the clear red. But then I thought it was just another name for a red. Now I realize, yep. Doesn't matter, I use them quite a lot, but now I know this is the clear color red. We have a thing for that, yeah. Yeah. Boo! And we go with that one again, because also this one. Uh-oh. That was a little bit too much of the paint. Luckily I am using dropper bottles, so I can use them as a pipette to, or a vacuum cleaner, or whatever you want to call it, to suck the extra paint up again, instead of just scooping it with a brush into the pot. The pokey tool is great. Yeah, that's why I collect them. Oh, you mean the sound effect? Yeah. Oh yeah. Got it. No, make it white first. Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, I just like them, so why not use it on stream as a thingy? Would be nice to. I have tried to put some kind of a counter on it, just like my just like with my throwing stuff around counter, but then just not reset it, so people can see how often I use it or have used it. And I believe it's not even that hard. Well, I know it's not that hard, but haven't gotten around it yet. Oh, white again, so we get a nice red. Wait, we have to make sure that it is dry first. Black. I had something others that I wanted to paint black. I've decided to make the pearl a black pearl. Why? I have no idea. The one thing that I am now going to do while the paint is still wet, make a picture of it very quickly. Let's get the light a little bit where I want it, like there. Good. As a reference, because yeah, if it is a pearl, I will be need to highlight it. This is my good brush. And also, I thought about making the, yeah, his feet, his paws, his claws, his whatever you want to call them. I first thought about making them more a bone or a seashell thingy, which would also be quite nice, as they also do have a little bit the same texture on them, but with all this brightness of the Mini, I think a little bit I will highlight them with Oh, I could highlight them with purple. That would be nice. Then I have 2 times purple in it. Just thinking out loud. I will get a mini holder is always really nice, except if you want to paint the bottom part of the mini. And you can of course say just yeah, but if it is on the base you will never see what's underneath it. But Night Whisper, can you need to luck while I'll take my daughter to her jazz band performance. And well, let's wish her the good luck, and thank you for the luck. Hope to see you next time, or next time. As I say, the rest is quite dry, so I am going to get the mini out of its holder. So I can paint all of this just to be sure that nobody ever sees that it was white. Oh, I'm already past my time. Oh, damn. Which means that I am going to look if there is somebody who we can raid. And if you have any suggestions, please suggest. Because I am not done painting yet, but I will stop streaming. Hey Scoot, hello. Second Lieutenant Wayne Kerr reporting for duty along with Captain Boo Lux. Bill Forge is on, also Jimmy the Brush, Matinee, Mike Disney. Okay, ooh, a lot of choices again. Last week I remember that we raided Jimmy the Brush. So let's see. Go to, where are we? Over there. Twitch. And indeed, no, come on. Jimmy the Brush, Bill Forge. Let's see, who do you say? Ah, Matty Yee. I do not. I believe I've not seen his stream yet. Not that that is. Oh, of course we have the. What? Yeah, yes. Oh no, I have seen him before. Yes, so we are going to. That feels me, lol. Here's a bunch of suggestions. Now hurry up and leave.
But all I have is coffee.
Hydrate. Thank you very much for the coffee. So yeah, let's rate Matt Yee. Oh, Matty Yee, and of course he is not in this list. But if I do this, he should be. Yes, there he is. So, that was for my stream. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the chats. Thank you for the raid, of course. Have a great Saturday and hope to see you all next time and have fun with the next stream. That starts in 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, thank you. No problem. Loved it. And there we go. Thank you.
I'll be back.
How y'all doing? Doing pretty good, my guy. Just finished, repainting an army right now for a tournament coming up. Let's see here. I see myself, of course. Yeah, repainting an army for a tournament right now. I'll show you what... Sorry, that's OBB stuff. A Night Whisper. Matt, by the way, for those right now, I do a lot of painting with oil paints. I'm repainting an army right now. I will show you right here. So that right column there, those are all my repainted dwarves. I've got an event coming up the 27th, so 2 weeks from now. I have only 22 little dwarves left to paint. Then, these are mostly repainted. Just got to do some details. Feeling very, very confident in my ability to do some army paint. I'll show you back here what it looks like and where we're going. So we started off with this paint scheme here. Now, you might look at this and say, oh wow, I can't believe you bought that army on eBay like that. I did this to myself. But I want to go and give myself like a sort of non-metallic and it's pretty easy to do with oils, set like volumes and whatnot. I should probably like make some more volume or set some more volumes in here. But there's like easy to set like these tones with oils. So drops of color, blend the shadow into the mid-tones, and ta-da, you've got like pretty easy gradients. So all once the armor's done, there's going to be edge highlights